Alpha with AI. This is Shubham, and today is about SuperAnalyst Command Center's demo, right? So I will try to explain few use cases. I will try to explain as much as I can on how to use SuperAnalyst Command Center. But the best part about Command Center, it is fully customizable. It is fully personalized, right? So there's no right way or there's no wrong way to use this. So you can start anywhere. If you can just explore everything and get your thought process right, you can just start anywhere, whatever, however you like. There's no particular way to use the analyst command center, right? Let's say I want to analyze a annual report. I can just go into NotebookLM, source that report, analyze it with the help of prompt library, right? And just store that result. I want to analyze some red flags. I can just go into red flags scanner, analyze on the basis of that prompt. Let's say I don't want to go into that much depth. I trust my broker. Let's say I can, any broker it could be, right? In which you have some trust, right? You can just source that broker's report, analyze on the basis of that broker's report. So there's no right way, there is no wrong way. You don't want to analyze con calls, you just trust the broker's quarterly updates, just go with the broker, right? So the point what I'm trying to make is basically it is adaptable completely according to your needs. That is, I think, the best part about SuperAnalyst Command Center, right? So today's company I try to analyze is Vedanta Limited. The reason for choosing Vedanta is I feel Vedanta is a perfect company to show most of the analyst command center's features, because there are red flags, also there are so many good things also, there are equally bad things also, particularly to its parent company, right? Then the management is also not so. I will refrain myself from making any comments. Let's SuperAnalyst Command Center decide what it thinks of Vedanta, right? So I will start now. I will try to keep it as detailed as I can. But again, I will tell you there is no right way and there is no wrong way to use SuperAnalyst Command Center. You can use it any way you desire. Hi, so before starting, if you don't notice, I'm using this command center with Comet, which is agentic browser by Perplexity AI. So I feel using agentic browser kind of utilizes all the capabilities of SuperAnalyst Command Center. But of course, you are free to use any kind of a browser, Chrome, Edge, Mozilla, any kind you like, but I will suggest to use it with agentic browser, and I am using it with Comet browser, right? So let's start, right? So Vedanta Limited, what should I do first? So I will just go into this button here, which is Perplexity Finance, right? So I will just check out what Vedanta's prices are. I will just check out few other things, right? So I've just opened Vedanta tab, right? So I can see the overview of the company. So last year Vedanta has given 6.5% dividend yield, right? So this is particularly great. This is might be the reason many investors love Vedanta. You can just check out the historical data here, right? So you can go up to maximum, so there's no limit to download the data. In financials, you can check key stats, income statement, balance sheet, cash flow. You can see the transcripts of the management con calls. You can see the related documents, company filings particularly. Here is basically the analysis of con call, right? So right now so many features of Perplexity are not working because Perplexity has launched its India markets future very recently, but in upcoming months this will start working very smoothly. The more interested I am is particular this research section. So what this research section does, it kind of extracts the very recent reports on Vedanta by, let's say, it could be a brokerage house, it could be a boutique firm, right? So there are three reports right now which about Vedanta. But if you notice, first is not Vedanta Limited, it's Vedanta Limited's resources by Viceroy Research. So I will just open this. So this is particularly about Vedanta's parent company, which is Vedanta Resources. It is based in, I believe, UK, right? So this looks really interesting. VRL is a parasite holding company with no significant operation of its own, propped entirely by its dying host, which is Vedanta Limited. So very strong commentary from this research. So this looks interesting. A very detailed PDF report, almost 90 pages. So this looks really good. I feel I can use this report. I will just download this report and see where it takes me. So then there's a quarter one FY26 analysis. So recent quarter analysis also there, right? So I will just agree with the disclaimer, and I will download this report as well. So there's one more report, but it is really old report. You can see 31st January. So no, I won't go into that much past. So this is it about Perplexity for now. So I will just move back to my command center. So let's go into prompt library. So what are we going to do first? So first thing I'd like to start, since annual reports have just filed few months back, so first thing I will look at is annual report, right? So there's a so many prompts here, so I will show you how to use prompt library as well, right? So first thing first, you can just apply filters here according to your need, right? So let's say I want to analyze prompts related to only equity research. So I will just choose equity research here, right? And then you can see there are few prompts about equity research only. So there's AR decoder prompt. So AR is basically annual report. So I will just go ahead and copy this whole prompt, and then I will just go back to home. I will go into NotebookLM, right? So this is a new company, so I will just create a new notebook here, right? So first thing, you can just attach sources if you have. So I can just go ahead and attach two recent sources which I have just downloaded by Viceroy Research. So it will just analyze those research and give us a short summary. This will all happen automatically, right? It just gave a very nice little emoji as well, on basically on the basis of moods of these reports. So I will go into discover now, and what I want annual report of Vedanta Limited for FY25, and I will just submit it, and we will just wait, and it will try to source all the relevant sources from this, and we will check out these sources. So I am right now just interested in Vedanta annual report, but you can just see there are standalone financials, earning presentation of last quarter of financial year 25. There are so many things. There is ICICI direct research report on quarter 4, right? So you can and basically extract any reports, any broker report, any related document, any new company filing. You can resource anything and just import it into this notebook, right? So according to me, NotebookLM is really special for this one particular feature. This is the one particular feature for which I love NotebookLM, right? It doesn't hallucinate, right? It just sources all the reports in-house, doesn't sources outside, right? And because of that, it doesn't hallucinate, it doesn't make many mistakes. The accuracy of notebook LM is really high according to my use, according to my experience compared to other LLMs, right? So I will just uncheck all these and just import this annual report, right? So the best part about this system is you can just go into reports, you can create your own kind of reports, right? Then there are suggestions which will be given by the notebook LM as well. So it has given business case study, corporate structure explainer, forensic accounting report. You can just, let's say you want to do a detailed forensic accounting, you can just go into forensic accounting, right? And execute that prompt. But for now I have my own prompt, right, which I have copied. So I will just go into create my own, right? And I will just paste it here, and it will just generate that report, right? So for now it is still analyzing. I will just unselect all the sources, and we will be analyzing only this annual report because the prompt is very specifically designed for annual reports, right? So it is still analyzing. So for now I will just go into command center. So I will just show you few features of this prompt and framework library, right? There are so many different prompt. Let's say you have a brokerage report, right? So you can just go ahead and select this sell side report by notebook LM, right? So this is particularly for a sell side reports of any company. You just have to edit the company name here, and it will just perform like a butter. I want to analyze a sell side industry report, right? I have some report by a brokerage about one particular industry, let's say automobile industry. Then there is a sell side industry report analyzer as well. So you can just go into that, enter your industry, go into notebook LM and execute that report accordingly, right? So this is about equity research. So let's say I don't want equity research, I want to do some kind of a macro analysis, right? So I can just go into macro, and then let's say I want to analyze what the market is looking. Let's say today it is 8 a.m. and I want to see what is happening with the market or what has happened with the market, let's say, to basically start my day, right? So there is India morning note. So this is the India focused market analyst note. So you can see last 24 hours, it analyzes last 24 hours. So you just copy this prompt, go into Perplexity, execute this prompt into its deep research or its labs feature, and see the magic, right? Then let's say I want to do some kind of a different research. So I have this one particular prompt for periodic research, right? So what periodic research does, I will show you. So periodic research is what basically, let's say you have one particular company which you want to look very closely, or let's say you have a whole portfolio. You can just modify your prompt accordingly. Let's say you want to analyze your whole portfolio, so then enter, let's say whatever those stocks may be, 10, 15, 12, right? Or let's say you want to analyze just one company which you are particularly looking at for whatever reason that might be. Let's say last 7 days. So every 7 days, let's say you want to see that company, whatever changes happening in that company. I'm not just talking about last 7 days, I'm just talking about periodic research. So every week it will give you a report automatically inside of your email. So this is where Perplexity comes in, right? So I will show you how. So I want to analyze, let's say, Vedanta every week, right? So what I will do, I will just copy this whole prompt, I will move back to command center, right? And I will go into Perplexity Finance, right? And I will just go into my account here and go into task feature. So what is task feature? Task feature is basically scheduling feature. You can assign a task to Perplexity at a one particular interval and one particular time. I will show you how. You can just go into schedule here. You just enter your prompt, you enter your company. So let's say I entered Vedanta, and you just select weekly. You select every Sunday, let's say Sunday, every Sunday. I don't want this too early, so let's say 7 a.m., right? So every week Sunday morning at 7 a.m., you will get a weekly update of Vedanta Limited directly in your inbox. So this is how special Perplexity's few features are, right? So this was about Perplexity. I will now move back to NotebookLM. So the report has been fetched completely. So we were going to analyze the prompt, but I will just go back here, copy that AR prompt which I had copied earlier. I have to copy it again. I will go back here. I will just paste that prompt here. I will replace Vedanta as a company, and I will just enter. So best thing about Vedanta is many investors love it because of the dividend it gives. Few people understand the reasons behind it, so they are always wary about it. At the end, to give you bull case, so bull things about the company, bear things about the company, some neutral factors regarding the company as well, and especially the top 2 3 things to watch over for next 12 months. So very important top 2 3 things it will also tell you to watch regarding the company next few months, right? So the result is done. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to save it in this notebook, right? So it is saved here. Then basically I can use it as a source as well, right? So I can just convert it to source and it will appear directly inside my directory of sources, right? So whole analysis of the prompt is now a source as well. So first thing first, I will just copy this report. I will go back to command center, right? So in command center I will just go into my dashboard here. I will choose a new stock, enter Vedanta Limited. So what is the ticker I want to give? So I will just give Vedanta only, right? Then rating. So I'm not really positive on the stock currently, so I will just give it underweight. Focusful. So I don't know. Right now I'm particularly focused on this company. So I will put it in tier 2 here. Then pinned, so whether I want to pin this on my watch list, so I want to look at it maybe regularly, then I will pin this, right? Then you can just create your own notes here. You can add your content here. So I will just add my content here, right? Whatever I have copied, I will just pasted it here, right? So I have created one page for the company and I have added the recent analysis of annual report inside, right? So this is done. So how it will show to you, I will tell you. So now it will be visible here in tier 2 section of the stocks. We are still in the dashboard, right? In the tier 2 section of the stock it is still visible, right? You can check it according to your ratings as well. So overweight, equal weight, underweight, right? So you can add but your views, categories. So let's say you are a technical analyst, you are into technical things, so you can then categorize these as, let's say, near breakout stocks or breakout हो चुका है, तो you can categorize it accordingly, right? वॉल्यूम इंक्रीज हुआ है रिसेंटली, तो वैसे भी कुछ कैटेगरी आपको करना है तो आप कर सकते, राइट? सो इट इज दैट फ्लेक्सिबल. यू डोंट नीड टू बी focused completely on fundamentals only, right? You can go into technical aspect of things as well according to, so it basically shapes according to your need. So that is the best part about the command center. There's a stock pool as well, so in stock pool you can just see all the stocks, right? No focus pool tier 3, right? So I will go again to pin. So one other thing, I will just go back to my home page, and there's separate section of stocks as well, where I can just go and see there is Vedanta is added here. So let's say I open it, I can see the notes I have recently generated, right? Let's say I want to create a separate note on it, right? So I will show you how to do that. Let's say Vedanta has come up with some kind of a quarterly report recently, and I want to analyze that as well. Or let's say any particular broker has come up with a target report or a investment thesis report, right? I want to analyze that as well, so I can create just recent note. I can create a new page here. I can rename that page as a quarter 1 FY26 analysis. I've just named that page. I will just open it. Status, so right now we are in progress, right? What is the category? So category, it is basically company post earnings update, right? I will pin this as well inside my notes, what files I have. So right now I don't have any file, I'm just exploring. Any reference I want to add, so I can just add few references here. So if you remember correctly, we had a few references we just downloaded, so you can just go ahead and upload those references, right? Or you can just add any link to that reference, so reference will stay in the references, and whenever you have a need to look at that reference, 2 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years from now, you can, it will stay connected to Vedanta only, and you can just go into Vedanta and you can check that reference. So what is project? So let's say I am right now analyzing metal industry or mining industry. So Vedanta is a leader into in mining industry. So I will just create a mining industry report, and I will add all the mining stocks which I am focused on inside of that project, right? And that will be the project basically, right? So you can add a project as well existing, or you can create a new project here as well, right? So it is that flexible. You can particularly focus on one project and one project stocks, and it will all be connected. So what is the advantage of this? So let's say a few months have gone by, and you remember metals are cyclical, some kind of a policy change has happened. Maybe China, there are few changes in how China is basically exporting steel right now, and you want to go and look at the steel stocks because there's some kind of opportunity. So you can go into directly into metals sector project, and go and look through which kind of stocks you are interested in, what kind of notes you had few months back. On the basis of that notes, you can ask AI, ask Comet Assistant. By the way, here's the Comet Assistants. You can just ask anything to it, and it will analyze it directly from your Notion database, right? It won't go outside, but you will have to particularly give that kind of a prompt to it, but it won't go outside of the Notion. So that is the best part, right? So again, back to the point. So this is the value of this whole ecosystem is going to bring to you, that nothing is going to get lost, right? Each and every data point will be always staying there. That is the most advantageous thing, right? So let's say I will again go back to SuperAnalyst Command Center. So I had two reports, right, in NotebookLM, which were basically by Viceroy Research. They were a quarter one update for financial year 26 and one particular report about the parent company of Vedanta. So these were both broker reports where they analyze the parent company and the recent result as well. So let's see what kind of a prompt we have to analyze this kind of reports, right? So there is a filter. I can just go and select equity research, and maybe I will select business analysis. uh, I think that is about it, right? So let's say I want to analyze the quarterly fair value analysis of the company. So I have a quarterly update analysis prompt as well, and I have a sell side report prompt as well. So I will go with the sell side only, right? So I have copied the sell side prompt. I will go into NotebookLM and I will just paste it here, right? I will again add the name Vedanta, and I will just execute this prompt. So the funny thing about the prompt is in this particular chat there is a particular character limit. So I will just go into report. I will create my own report. I will add that prompt here and I will generate that report. So the report will start generating here. It will take maybe 60 seconds. So the report is done now, right? So I can just import it inside, you know, by saying convert to source, right? So let's say I convert it to source, right? So once you convert that, you can rename it according to what that was, right? So what that was basically it was a quarter 1 FY26 analysis by Voiceroy Research. So whenever I visit this particular note, right, I will remember these sources exactly what they are without wasting my further time inside, right? So that is also very important thing. So the report is generated. I will just go through the report, right? And let's say I decide to go further into it. I can come up with some prompt, right? I can again execute that prompt, come up with that report, copy that report inside my uh, workspace inside SuperAnalyst Command Centre, right? So the flow I feel is going to be like this, right? Whenever you talk about company filings, official reports, I will suggest to use NotebookLM compulsorily because Perplexity tends to make a lot of mistakes many times. And in order to improve the accuracy of your database, I will recommend whenever you have to do anything regarding company filings, regarding official reports, any kind of a accuracy reports, if you want to bring in accuracy inside of your reports, you will use notebook lm, right? But whenever you want to go into deep dives, go into very diverse set of prompts, then notebook lm has many limitations. So then perplexity basically comes in, right? So first thing first, I like this report, so I decide to copy the whole report, right? So I will just copy it, go back to my command center, go back into my stocks. I will go into Vedanta. There is a quarter one analysis note already opened here, where I will just paste this report, right? So it is really that simple. Now I will tell you how the workflow works, right? So once you go into stocks, let's say I will take RKC as an example. So there's a company notes that you will find inside company notes section. There will be a report, it some project it belongs to, it will show up here. There's some kind of a reference, so let's say annual report is was the reference, annual report show here. Let's say there's annual general meeting. So I was tracking RKC extensively last couple of months, and I needed to know when the AGM was happening of the company, so I added the date here as a 18 September, right? So what is the significance of event section? So once you go into dashboard, at the bottom of the dashboard there's calendar, which by the way you can sync with your personal calendar, you can sync with your Google calendar, you can sync with your Apple calendar, whatever kind of things you want to import or sync with your own calendar, you can do that, right? It gives you complete flexibility. So this is the September month, and you can see in September month uh, there's a AGM FY26 notification of RKC projects which we are looking at. So once you fill up all the events which are happening in that particular month, in the next month, right? So right now it is October, I'm showing you of the September, right? So in the past this event has happened, on 18th of September. Let's say this was the November month, then you will be able to see, yeah, this month on 18th this particular AGM is happening. So it is really easy to track the key events. Let's say RBI policy meeting is happening in November. You will once you add that, once you sync in your own calendar, it everything will show up here in this one place. So this calendar feature, I feel, is really a gem of this command center, right? So I will talk about the projects now, right? So what is project basically? So let's say right now I am studying one particular sector, let's say which is a mining sector, right? So what I will do with the mining sector, I will go into projects. I will create a new project which I've just created, which is a mining industry, right? I will add the stocks here. So Vedanta here is already added, right? I can add a new stock. Let's say I have one existing stock as, let's say, Hindustan Zinc or one particular other company. I will add that here through link existing, right? I want to add some new stock. I can add that here, right? I can create a purpose and vision of the project here. I can create new notes regarding the project research. I can add references. So let's say there's some kind of a consultancy firm has come up with some kind of industry report. I can add that as a reference, create some kind of a business analysis report on the basis of the prompt which are existing through NotebookLM. Add that note here as well, right? Let's say priority. So priority, I want to set it as high because I'm very focused on it, so I can add that here. So now what will happen, once you go into home page, you go into, let's say, anywhere, let's say you go into stocks. In stocks you will see the overview of the stocks first, right? Overview, you can see the related things, but most important thing is the relationships, right? So once you go into relationships and once you go into Vedanta, you can see there's a quarter one FY26 analysis we just performed through NotebookLM. So that note is here, right? Then we just created the mining industry project, that is also here. Reference, I will add, let's say, my local 2 files by Viceroy Research here. The Vedanta is coming up with earnings on next month on 1st of November. I will add, just go into earnings and I will just open it and I will add that date here, right? It is really that easy, right? So I will be able to track that through my dashboard, right? Any event which is happening. So this is about the projects. then what else is there? So let's say you are particularly at the start of your research process and you have gathered so many documents, right? And now you know what you don't know exactly what to do, right? So you just started with this mining sector project. You have created all the sources and notes from the sources. Now you want to see how this project takes you through various companies, right? So you can add those companies here in notes, right? Add due dates here to the companies, right? You can create a new page. You can assign a new task to that company. So let's say I assign the task as a with the date 15th October. I assign the task, right? So I will task this. So analyze Vedanta related red flags by 15th of October. If I want to add some kind of a context, I can add it here. So what is this about, right? This is about my work, right? Energy. So I will just keep it here high, 15th of October. So very high priority project. So what kind of project this belongs to? So this belongs to mining industry. Done. So let's perform this task immediately, right? I want to analyze Vedanta red flags. So I will go into home, right? I will go into SuperAnalyst Command Centre, red flag scanner. I will just select view prompt here. So this is the prompt to excuse me, analyze this red flags regarding Vedanta. I will just copy this prompt, right? Then what I will do, let's say I want to analyze this on the basis of its annual report. So I will again move back to NotebookLM. I will, let's say I will select all the sources, right? And then I will go into report. I will create my own and I will paste that whole prompt here, right? And you don't need to enter a company even, because it directly says this company, because you will be directly operating through NotebookLM. And I will say generate. So it will start generating that red flag report, which I will again, once it is done, I will import it inside my command center. And there's a output section here, store your results. So I will just create new red flag company here as a Vedanta Limited, right? I will open it. I will add what kind of red flag that might be. So I think management, I don't believe in management of the company, so I will select management. Description, what kind of things you think we should look at, right? So you can add the description here. Severity, so according to me it is a medium severity. Date identified, so today I am performing, today is 12th of October, so I will select 12th of October. So red flag checklist. So what kind of things big write up किया है, let's say उन्होंने on the basis of a report which has happened. So any auditor changes, any management evasiveness, तो management ने कुछ questions avoid किए, ऐसा कुछ हुआ, sudden margin expansion. I can just select that and you will be able to see it, and then you can paste the whole note here as well, right? Right below this you can just add the full note, right? And you again go back to NotebookLM. It is still generating that report, but once that done you can just import that report inside here and it is done. So you can go ahead 6 months from now, 2 months from now, 3 months from now, you can something happening is Vedanta or some key event is happening, you can just go and look at this red flag or best thing now I will tell you. So we did three kind of reports right now with Vedanta, right? First was the analysis of a annual report. Second was analysis of two brokerage sell side reports, quarter one analysis, right? And we have also done now the red flag analysis. So I feel we have done enough research. It is still not enough, but it is enough for now. And let's say I am planning on shorting this company right now because I don't believe in the performance of the company and I planning on shorting this company, right? So now it comes to Comet Assistant, right? So what Comet Assistant is going to do? So you need to add here a particular command, right? Because and you need to be very specific. So what is the command in this case? So I will just ask it analyze Vedanta Limited on the basis of my Notion notes and give me your analysis. My view is bearish, right? And act as a research analyst, and I will just enter it here and it will start analyzing from the Notion only, and this will go on for a few minutes I feel, because 3 4 notes are there, and then it will give us the whole view. But remember, you need to add anything that you have a reference. Let's say in reference you can add brokerage notes, it will go through that brokerage notes as well separately, right? You it will go through annual report separately as well, it will go through your own personal notes separately as well. So you can, let's say you don't want it to go through annual report because you have created your own notes, so just tell him that, tell the assistant that, yeah, just go through my own created reports, don't go through automatic documents, right? And it will start performing this on its own. Assistant has completed its work now, right? And let's see and go through its work. Right, so there's small Perplexity Finance tab where you can see the price action. If you want to deep dive on Perplexity Finance, you can just select it and it will redirect you to Perplexity Finance. But my question whether is answer or not, let's see, right? So here's a professional research analyst style summary focus on bearish thesis and risk for Vedanta Limited. So it has given me some key risks like oil and gas weakness, regulatory headwinds, related party holding company complexity, commodity price. So Vedanta is a commodity company, right? So it is really you can say cyclical company which is highly volatile to commodity prices, so that is also one risk, right? Then neutral to bearish watch points, so demerger is happening into 6 different entities, so wo kaisa hota hai, that is also really important. Related party liabilities, so most critical 12 months things, oil and gas volume stabilization, demerger timeline execution, expansion project rollout. So all of this is basis on a basis of our existing notes, right? So what the conclusion I have gotten? So while Vedanta demonstrates robust financial discipline and strength in core businesses like aluminum and zinc, the bearish case is anchored in regulatory risk, governance complexity, parent company linkages, right? Pronounced oil and gas underperformance, rising safety concerns, outsized exposure to commodity cycles, right? So, as a research analyst, I recommend caution. monitoring regulatory proceedings, and closely tracking capital project timelines and oil gas trends before any bullish reconsideration. So analyst is bearish, and before any bullish reconsideration, you should look at all of those things, right? So generally what I found is whenever I ask some kind of a recommendation directly into Perplexity Finance, it doesn't give you recommendation. It specifically tells you that yeah, we can't give you recommendation. But whenever you ask it on the basis of your own database, right? You like this Notion database, it will tell you its recommendation, right? So that is also one good part about Comet Assistant. So I tried to cover few things. I might have missed on so many things. So in next 5 minutes, I will try to cover as many things as I can, right? So I will go into database. I will show you what is database is about. So database is what? So whatever you are doing, whatever notes you are saving, whatever connections you are making between projects, notes, stocks, events, right? Everything is going to be saved here in database. So stocks, I select stocks, then you can see all the data regarding stocks with the timestamps, right? With the timestamps, with the links, everything will be here, right? Research project, everything, and everything is interconnected, right? So everything you can see here. I will not recommend you to go into the here, especially if you're not a tech person, right? Because this is kind of interconnected everywhere, and you don't want to screw up with the database, right? Then there's a focus section. So focus section is what basically? So focus section is all about the tasks which are pending, right? So you can, once let's say this was the task, profile shifts in household assets, so I can just, so let's say the task is done, I can just say, I can hit done, and it will disappear from here, right? So you can assign task, and once that task is completed, you can just say done, and it will disappear from here, right? So the tasks are according to high risk, tasks are according to medium risk, right? You can assign separate section here as well, right? It is really important to see follow-up notes, right? So you can add follow-up notes. Let's say you are doing some kind of a project, and some follow-up notes might be there regarding the stocks of that company. Then you can analyze follow-up notes as well. Let's say you want to pin this one particular note, right? In the notes section, you can just pin it, right? You, let's say some kind of a recent note you did, you want to look at it, you can look at it according to timestamp. Every note will have a timestamp, date, time, right? What kind of category it belongs to, what kind of project it belongs to, everything will stay here, right? So this is focus, right? Then basically a review. So review is what basically, whenever you are using AI, things tends to get very overwhelming, and few things like accuracy of your reports, due diligence, these things are going to matter. So reviewing whatever you are doing, it is also really important. So that is why this review section is here. So how to use review, right? So you need to create a new page, right? Let's say whatever I want to review. So I have created few notes on Vedanta. So review Vedanta notes, and basically finalize uh, the buying decision, right? So this is done. I will, the priority is already assigned as high, which project this belongs to, the mining industry, right? So industry is selected, right? And once I ask my assistants, So what I will do, I will just select this, I will go into assistant, I will add one particular prompt on this, right? It will do its due diligence, rechecking, cross checking across its nodes, and try to give you the review, right? And once that review is done, you can go ahead with whatever the next task which might be pending, right? So basically everything is here where it's supposed to be. And once you get hang of this whole system, and once you get hang of the system, now you will be able to move very smoothly as well. So I was right now into review, and I want to directly go into capture and process. I can directly go into capture and process. I can move around with a very you can say smooth flow inside of dashboard, inside of a home page, inside of anything. Once you get the hang of it, let's say I wanted to visit database, I will directly go into database. I want to go into home page, I will directly go into home page, right? I want to, let's say, look at the prompt, I will directly go into prompt, right? So once you get the hang of this system, it will become way easier than right now it must be looking to you. Because it, I know it is overwhelming once, because you don't understand how to use it. But once you get the hang of it, once you start spending time here every day, you will understand it. And first thing first, I will tell you to look at the guide. So guide is just very short on what this is about, right? But as I said, right, at the end, you need to spend each day here, you know, try to understand, try to talk to command center, I will say. Because there's no particular way, I'm again telling you, there's no particular way to go about this. I will also come up with few use cases. This was just I was trying to show you how to use it in a very simplistic beginner mode, right? So I also have one advanced SuperAnalyst Command Center which I am currently using. I'm not currently using this, right? So basically, this is a very advanced command center on its own. I have added a ticker tape by trading view here as well, right? So you can analyze your what is happening with market indices and all. Best thing about this is trading. If you have some account on trading view, you can import those trading view widgets here as well. So let's say some kind of a watch list on large caps, some kind of watch list on commodities, you can directly import it here. You can paste it here, you can adjust everything. Let's say I don't want super analyst dashboard here, I want it, let's say, here. So it has created a separate base here. I didn't wanted it here, I wanted it here. So now you can see analyst dashboard is here, right? So let's say I wanted projects directly below SuperAnalyst dashboard, I added it here. It is fully customizable. Let's say I wanted to add a new ticker tape here. I can just add that new ticker tape here from trading view. I want to add some kind of chart here. So let's say I want to add a nifty chart here. I can just import that nifty chart widget here and I will add it here. It is fully customizable, right? So let's say I don't want this here, right? So Shubham has welcomed me. Right now I don't want this Shubham's welcome section here. I can just delete it and I can add my own things here. Everything is customizable. I will just suggest you not to touch this. This is a very complicated thing where all the relationships between all the nodes, all the documents, all the sources are managed and connected. And even if you delete or slightly modify something that you don't understand, few things will start happening to your workflow. Few things will start going wrong which you are not expecting. Anyway, I feel best of luck. Try to use this, try to go through this notebook LM research guide, how to use Perplexity Finance plus Comet. There is a separate detailed video on this, right? Try to go through all these sources. I feel this video has been gone a lot longer, so I will try to stop here. And best of luck. And whatever difficulties you might have, feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn.